I remember the warmth of my family home, a place where every corner held memories, laughter, and the occasional tear. Let me take you through the people who shaped my life, sharing with you their stories, their quirks, and the love that binds us all together. My name is Emily. I'm 28 years old, and I've always been the storyteller in the family. I have a love for books and a passion for writing, which probably comes from the countless nights I spent curled up with a novel in my room, losing myself in the worlds created by others. But today I want to share the real story, the story of my family. My mother, Sarah, is the heart of our home. She's 54 now, but she has the energy of someone half her age. She's a teacher, a profession she chose not just as a career but as a calling. She has a unique way of making every child in her classroom feel special, just as she made my siblings and me feel growing up. Her favorite food is lasagna, especially the one with extra layers of cheese, which she insists is the only way it should be made. She says it reminds her of the layers of life, each one different, but when combined they create something wonderful. Then there's my father, John. At 56. He's a man of few words but great wisdom. He's an engineer, and his mind works like a well-oiled machine, always analyzing, always finding solutions. But it's in the quiet moments, like when he's tending to his vegetable garden, that I see the softer side of him. His favorite food is a simple one, a perfectly grilled steak with a side of mashed potatoes. He says it's because it's straightforward, much like him, and it brings back memories of the summer barbecues we used to have when we were kids. My elder brother, Michael, is 32. He's always been the adventurous one, the one who pushed boundaries and encouraged me to do the same. He's a photographer now, traveling the world and capturing moments that most people never get to see. His favorite food: sushi. He fell in love with it during a trip to Japan and insists that no meal compares to the fresh, delicate flavors of a well-made sushi roll. Then there's my younger sister, Lily, who's 24. Lily has always been the creative soul of the family. She's a painter, and her works are vibrant, full of life, much like her. She's always been the one to bring color into our lives, whether through her art or her infectious laughter. Her favorite food is strawberry cheesecake, a dessert she says is as sweet and layered as life itself. Our family wouldn't be complete without our grandparents. My grandmother, Evelyn, is 82, and she's a true matriarch. She's the keeper of our family history, always ready with a story from the past that somehow feels relevant to whatever we're going through. Her favorite food is apple pie, specifically the one she's made every Thanksgiving since before I was born. It's not just a pie. It's a tradition, a symbol of continuity in our ever-changing lives. My grandfather, Robert, is 84, and he's the most patient man I've ever known. He's always been a source of quiet strength in our family. A retired Navy officer, he's seen more of the world than I can imagine, yet he's happiest at home, sitting in his favorite armchair with a cup of black coffee, his favorite drink in hand. He says coffee keeps him grounded, much like the love of his family. Our family gatherings are a mix of old stories, new experiences, and, of course, food. But what makes these gatherings special are the emotions that come with them. There's laughter, like the time Michael told us about getting lost in the Amazon rainforest while trying to photograph a rare bird. There's warmth, like the look in my mother's eyes when she watches all of us around the dinner table. Her children grown but still her babies. And there's sometimes sadness, like the day we all sat in silence, remembering my Aunt Claire, who we lost too soon to illness. She was only 40, but her memory lives on in the way we cherish every moment together. Our conversations often turn to dreams and aspirations. Michael talks about his next adventure, perhaps Antarctica, to capture the untouched beauty of the icy wilderness. Lily shares her latest inspiration, a series of paintings that explore the concept of time and its fleeting nature. My father talks about retirement, though we all know he'll never truly stop working on something. My mother dreams of traveling more once she retires from teaching, finally taking the time to explore all the places she's taught her students about. And then there's me, sharing my stories, my words, and my dreams with them. I dream of publishing a book one day, a story that will touch hearts the way my family has touched mine. But life isn't always easy. There have been struggles, moments when the weight of the world seemed too much to bear. Like when Michael's marriage fell apart, and he came back home, broken and lost. We all rallied around him, helping him piece his life back together, reminding him that family is the anchor that holds you steady in the storm. Or when Lily struggled with self-doubt, questioning her talent and whether she could make it as an artist. My mother, with her endless patience and love, was there every step of the way, encouraging her, reminding her that her worth wasn't defined by others' opinions. These are the moments that define us, that make us who we are. A family isn't just about the good times, the celebrations, and the laughter. It's about being there for each other in the darkest moments, offering a hand to hold, a shoulder to cry on, and a heart that loves unconditionally. And as I sit here reflecting on all these memories, I realize how lucky I am. I have a family that loves deeply, dreams big, and faces challenges head-on. We're not perfect, but we're perfect for each other. As I continue to reflect on my family, there are so many more layers to uncover, each one adding depth to our story. Love, in all its forms, is the thread that weaves us together, and it manifests in ways both big and small. Let's start with the love between my parents, Sarah and John. They've been married for over 30 years, and their relationship is a testament to the strength of true partnership. I remember one cold winter evening a few years ago, when my father surprised my mother with a trip to Paris for their anniversary. He had planned it for months, saving up and secretly learning a bit of French. My mother's eyes lit up when she saw the tickets. She had always dreamed of visiting the Eiffel Tower, and my father made that dream come true. The trip itself was a whirlwind of romance. They visited quaint cafes, walked along the Seine River, and even renewed their vows in a small chapel. When they returned, it was clear that their love had deepened, a reminder that even after decades, love can still grow and evolve. My mother often talks about that trip as one of the happiest times of her life, and my father, though a man of few words, always smiles proudly when she does. But love in our family isn't just about grand gestures. It's in the everyday moments that often go unnoticed. Like how my grandmother, Evelyn, still wakes up early every morning to prepare breakfast for my grandfather, Robert. She makes him his favorite oatmeal with a dash of cinnamon and honey, just the way he likes it. It's a small act of love, but it's these small acts that have kept their bond strong for over 6 decades. They've been through so much together, war, loss, and health scares, but they've always had each other. Their love is quiet but unbreakable, a foundation upon which the rest of our family stands. Then there's the love my brother Michael has for his art. Photography isn't just a job for him. It's his passion, his way of connecting with the world. I remember the first time he showed me a photo he took of a sunset in the Sahara Desert. The colors were so vivid, the image so full of life that it took my breath away. Michael told me that in that moment, as he stood alone in the vast desert, he felt a deep sense of peace and connection to something greater than himself. His love for capturing these moments is what drives him, and it's something that inspires me every day. Michael's love for his work has also shaped his relationships. He's always been a bit of a lone wolf, and after his divorce, he threw himself even more into his photography. But recently he met someone, a fellow photographer named Emma. They met during an assignment in Iceland, and their connection was instant. Emma shares his love for adventure and photography, and together, they've traveled to some of the most remote places on Earth, capturing the beauty of nature. Michael tells me that being with Emma feels like finding a missing piece of himself. It's been a long time since I've seen him this happy, and I can't help but feel a sense of joy for him. Lily's love story is a different kind of journey. She's always been a dreamer, but when it comes to love, she's had her fair share of doubts. A few years ago, she was in a relationship with someone who didn't appreciate her for who she was. It was a toxic situation, and it took a toll on her self-esteem. But with the support of our family, she found the strength to leave that relationship and focus on herself. Since then, Lily has blossomed. She took a solo trip to Italy to immerse herself in art and culture, and it was there that she met Alessandro, a fellow artist. Their connection was immediate, not just because of their shared love for art, but because Alessandro saw Lily for who she truly was, a talented, passionate woman with so much to offer. Their relationship is one of mutual respect and admiration, and it's brought a new light to Lily's life. She's painting more than ever, and her work has taken on a new depth and emotion. Alessandro often tells her that her art is a reflection of her soul, and I think he's right. But love in our family isn't just about romance. It's also about the bonds we share with friends who have become like family. Take my best friend Rachel, for example. We've been friends since childhood, and she's practically a sister to me. Rachel has been there for every major moment in my life, the good, the bad, and everything in between. When I went through a particularly tough time after losing a job I loved, Rachel was the one who reminded me of my worth and encouraged me to pursue my passion for writing. Her unwavering support has been a constant source of strength for me, and I know I wouldn't be where I am today without her. Rachel is also incredibly close to my family. My mother treats her like another daughter, and my father is always ready with advice whenever she needs it. Even my grandparents adore her. I remember one Christmas when Rachel's family was out of town, and she spent the holiday with us. It was one of the best Christmases we've ever had, full of laughter, love, and the joy of being surrounded by those who truly care about you. There's also the love we have for our pets, who are very much a part of our family. Our dog Max is a golden retriever with the kindest eyes you've ever seen. He's been with us for 10 years now, and he's seen us through all of life's ups and downs. Max has a special bond with my father. They're inseparable. Every morning, my father takes Max on a long walk through the park, and it's their time to connect with each other and with nature. My father says those walks are therapeutic, a way to clear his mind and start the day on a positive note. Max's love for our family is unconditional, And it's something that brings us all closer together. Whether it's greeting us with enthusiasm when we come home, or simply lying by our feet as we watch TV, Max is always there, a silent but comforting presence. And then there are the new traditions we've started, each one bringing us closer. For example, every Sunday we have a family movie night. It started as a way to unwind after a busy week, but it's become something much more. We take turns choosing the movie, and it's always interesting to see what everyone picks. My father tends to choose old classics, while Lily loves animated films. My mother has a soft spot for romantic comedies, and Michael, of course, picks visually stunning documentaries. We all gather in the living room, snacks in hand, and for those few hours, nothing else matters. It's a time to relax, to laugh, and to enjoy each other's company. One of my favorite memories from these movie nights is when we watched The Princess Bride. It's one of those films that transcends generations, and as we watched I could see how it brought out different emotions in each of us. My father, who rarely shows his softer side, actually teared up at the end, something I'd never seen before. My mother squeezed his hand, and in that moment I could see the depth of their love, not just for each other but for all of us. Another tradition that has brought us closer is our annual family game night. It's a newer tradition, but it's quickly become one of our favorites. We play everything from board games to card games, and the competitive spirit comes out in full force. My grandmother, Evelyn, is surprisingly competitive, and she's got a sharp mind for strategy. It's always a joy to see her outsmarting us, her eyes twinkling with mischief. These moments, these traditions, are the glue that holds us together. This is the story of my family, full of love, resilience, and endless support for one another. It's a story that continues to grow with each passing day, with each new experience, and with each new person who enters our lives. And it's a story that I'm incredibly proud to be a part of. Thank you for watching.